Here we are with New York Times best-selling author Cindy Gerard.
Hi.
Hello.
Very happy to be here.
Suspense extraordinaire. What started you with romantic suspense? Were you a reader of that particular subgenre?
I've been a big reader, and I've always read a wide range of books. But actually, the reason I started romantic suspense is because I had a series that I wanted to sell to my current publisher, which was Harlequin in their Silhouette Desire line. And the stories were just a little too big. So I decided I would just develop them a little bit further and make them into suspense. And because we had just gone through 9/11, which affected so many people, I really started wondering about all the warriors that are out there and what they were doing and what they did when they came back from the front. And so that's what started the whole Special Ops Warrior series.
And that got your stories going.
It did.
And you
it
started
really did.
With Bodyguards.
I started with the Bodyguards, yes, and that one came about because I'd actually had contact with someone who had been a ranger over in Iraq, and because I had sent a bunch of books and a lot of things over to this. I always am sending things to the troops, and one of them actually contacted me as a result of it.
Oh wow!
So I thought, man, that really hits home. I need to be telling some of these guys' stories. So.
Yeah, now you have a personal contact.
Yeah, I have a lot of personal contacts now. It's really expanded, so it's been quite an experience. I'm very humbled by the contacts that I've made and the friends I've made through it.
And then Show No Mercy was the Black Ops, which was a spin-off, correct?
Right. There were 6 books in the Bodyguard series, and they were all about former Special Operations warriors who had their own private firm based in the United States. But in the last book of that series, we met a very unique individual who I just knew had to have a story, and that's where the Black Ops series was born. Gabriel, the Archangel Jones, showed up in a dark alley in Buenos Aires and kind of knocked the wind out of everybody's sails, and I thought, I gotta know more about that guy. And he ended up getting his own book along with his buddies, so that's the Black Ops Inc. stories.
Okay, and the next book that's coming out in that series is?
Well, currently the book that's was out in May is Risk No Secrets, and that is Wyatt Papa Bear Savage's book, and he was a former CIA agent and then a member of a special team that these guys were all on. And the next book I'm writing is the Team Medics book, Doc's book, Doc Holliday's book. So that one actually is due in the fall, and I hope to have it done in time, so it'll
be
out.
To be published.
Yes, hopefully it'll be out either midsummer or late summer next year. And that one is actually called. I actually have a title for that. That is With No Remorse.
Oh, I like that. With No Remorse. Yeah. Now you've given names to your characters, Doc Holliday and so forth. That's kind of typical.
It is. I think men in general have a tendency to want to label other men something embarrassing. In Doc's case, he, being the team medic, that's pretty typical for the corpsman or the medic to have, they call him Doc. But in his case, he's actually Luke Doc Holliday Coulter, and the Holliday comes because he's kind of a Wild West gunslinger type. He's from Montana and he loves a hot game of poker, and so he's always fleecing the rest of the boys. Wyatt Papa Bear Savage, who's the hero of Risk No Secrets, which is out now. He's Papa Bear because he's this slow-talking Southern gentleman. So he's got the cool head until he gets into trouble in his own book, and then things change drastically. He's not so sweet and slow-talking anymore.
So how many books do you have planned in your mind for the Black Ops?
Well,
where do you think you'll end and then take off again?
So far I've written Gabe, Archangel Jones's book, and I've written Sam's book, and I've written Johnny Dwayne Reed's book, and then we had Rafael Mendoza. He was our Colombian connection, and now Wyatt's, and now I'm writing Doc's, and I thought it was actually going to end there, but I've had so much reader response. There's another team member, Joe Green, who's kind of had a secondary story in another book, along with Nate and Juliana, who've had their secondary stories. And everybody seems to want Joe's book. So I let my publishers know that, I really hate to ignore all this. People are wanting more. They really want Joe's book. And just last week, I got the go-ahead to write his book. So there'll be at least one more.
Yeah.
And also, I'll have a novella in a Deadly Promises anthology that's coming out soon, and that's actually a Black Ops book too.
Yeah.
But he's a spin-off character from something else.
Yeah. And you said Deadly Promises was with an anthology with
Cheryl Kenyon and Laura Griffin.
Okay.
And so I'm very excited about that. That'll be out in October.
That will go on my calendar. I'll definitely have to get that one.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And Sherilyn's will be from her BAD series,
okay.
her BAD, and I think Laura also has a Navy SEAL series.
Yes, yes.
So that'll be one of her books. So I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So what do you like to read when you're not writing all these books?
I like to read a lot of things, and unfortunately I don't have a lot of time to read anymore, but I can tell you what I just read, and it was a book by Rick Mofina.
Oh.
6 Seconds. It's a big thriller, and I actually had met Rick at RT. He was on one of the suspense panels I was on, so I thought, well, I've got to try these guys. And so Rick is one I'm reading. Brett Battles, Robert Gregory Brown. But as far as romance, oh my, Tara Jansen, can't miss with her. Kristen Higgins is a favorite of mine. She writes a contemporary romance, lovely, lovely. Yeah. But there are just so many, you know. Unfortunately, some of the people that drew me toward the subgenre of the romantic suspense are some of my favorite authors, like Cherry and Suzanne and all those people, and I just don't have time to read them anymore. It's upsetting. It's hard. And disconcerting. Yeah.
That's why we all have these TBR, to be read piles.
Yes.
That
are it's a stack. That's for certain.
Yeah. What do you think is the element in your hero that readers should know about that makes your hero special and unique unto the heroes of other authors and books?
Well, I think with me, because I've had so many contacts with military men and women and former military men and women, I feel a real obligation to not just give lip service to their characters. Yeah. I mean, these men and women have gone through the wars, literally, and they've come back damaged and bruised and battered, and they have a lot of ways of coping with that. Some of it was with humor, some of it is with shutting themselves off, some of it is just totally pulling themselves into their work and keeping them there. So I think, I'm hoping that what maybe sets my heroes apart from some others, and there's some great heroes out there, is just the fact that I really try to dig deep into their psyche and find out what makes them tick. Yeah. I think it's important. I think it's very important that if you've got a hero who has an alcohol problem, that you're honest with it.
Yeah, yeah.
That he's honest with it, and that there's something redeeming at some point that helps him get himself squared away. Whether it's the heroine, who knows?
Well, and that brings the question: what type of heroine do you feel you need to write about to help these men?
That's always a tough one, because I don't want to fall into a niche of always having these kick-ass heroines that can do everything and be everything. And I got a little grief from some readers on my last book because Sophie wasn't kick-ass. Sophie was an ordinary woman who found herself in some extraordinary circumstances, and she waffled a little bit in some cases, but she rose to the occasion when she needed to and really found out a lot more about herself that she didn't know. So I really try to think in terms of women I would like to know, or women I admire, or women who possibly are in a place in their life where they really don't want to be but find a better place during the process of the book. So I play with that a little bit. I don't want them all to be cookie cutter Rambo-ettes, so to speak. Although I love a good strong heroine.
But you have to have variety.
You have to have variety. You do. Just like all the guys can't be the same, all the women can't be the same.
Speaking of variety, so what does Cindy Gerard do in her free time when she's just taking it easy, putting her feet up?
Last week I took my sister and a friend we have a cabin up in northern Minnesota. I dangled a worm or two. I like to fish.
The fly fishing, or
no, just
the
mostly it's you get the lawn chair, you put it on the dock, you hold the dock down, you throw a pole out, and then you watch the water and just say, "Oh man, it's nice up here."
You missed one thing.
What's that?
Cooler.
Well, that goes without saying. Yeah, we go up to commune with nature and tequila.
Yeah.
No, it's I love going up there. It's my getaway place. And this last week, the first time in a long time, I went totally unplugged. Yeah. No computer, no internet, no telephone, nothing.
Yeah.
It was a little scary.
You know,
but it was wonderful.
You got to do
because that's what that place was supposed to be all about.
Yeah.
But I do love to travel, and I do love to read when I get the occasion. And my husband and I, we live on a little mini ranch, and he has horses, and we have a dog and 2 very spoiled cats. And my best place is home. You know, I love being home.
Yeah.
But I do like to travel too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for allowing us, the readers, to venture into your various homes of characters and your wonderful books.
Well, thank you for having
Cindy,
me.
thanks for being here.
Very good.